Hello and welcome to my presentation today. My name is Martina and I am from Austria. So English is not my first language, so please bear with me. I'm really trying my best to, you know, um, tell you all about my project and how you can recreate it. Okay, so I chose the Watermelon Wonder Sale-a-Bration product. It's something I thought I would never use when, if I'm honest, but I think I created 20 projects already with that fabulous stamp set. So today I'm going to show you how to make a cute little treat box using some of my favorite colors, a Melon Mambo and Lemon Lime Twist. And yeah, as you can see, there's not much on it. It's a fairly basic box, and I'll show you easily how you can recreate that with products you have at home or with the exact products that you can purchase from your demonstrator. And if you don't have one and live in Europe, please contact me. So as I said, we're going to use Watermelon Mambo, and I already cut all my my pieces, so it's not going to take forever to cut and everything. I can just give you the measurements and you can work along or do it later afterwards. So I write down the measurements over here, but afterwards I saw that you can't really see them, so I'm gonna tell you what they are in a minute. So I'll be working in centimeters, but all the inches are in the PDF. So you need a piece of Melon Mambo cardstock that measures 13.5 by 19 centimeters, and you're gonna score it at 2.5 centimeters on the short side. And when you turn your paper to the long side, you're gonna score at 2.5 centimeters, 9 centimeters, 11.5, and 18 centimeters, which allows you to have a little flap that you can tuck into your box afterwards. But I'm going to show you exactly what I mean by that. So that's the little flap, the 1 centimeter. You can either score it on the left or on the right side. Over here I do it on the right side because that's what I prefer, but you can do whatever you like and do all the time. So I score all my lines, and I'm gonna burnish them, I think that's the right word, with my bone folder to make sure they are very neat, because I feel like that's the most important thing when it comes to boxes. So when you burnish all your score lines, you can take your paper snips and start cutting all the small flaps on your box. It's going to be a lidded box, so just take a look before you start cutting so you don't do it the wrong way. I'm going to cut off that very tiny piece on both sides over here, and all the others are just going to be like cut to the first score line without cutting out anything, just maybe some very narrow notches so your box closes a little bit better. I use my paper snips for that because they're very sharp until the very tip of the scissors. Mine not so much because, to be honest, I used it as a screwdriver once, so yeah, don't do that. Yeah, what you need next is a circle punch. Maybe you have a 1-inch circle punch or something a little bit smaller laying around, but it's not a must. You can do whatever you prefer. I just like to do some finger, punch out a little piece from my finger to open the box. I feel like it's easier and easier to open the box, and it's not a big, it's not heavy work. So I'm going to try to put together my box now, and you will see that those long flaps need to be cut a little bit. What I'm going to do is I'm going to measure over here for about 2 centimeters in, and then I cut with my paper snips. You don't have to measure that. I'm just really bad with, eyeballing stuff. So I'm just gonna use my little needle thingy here, pokey tool, and do a little mark so I can cut with my paper snips a little bit easier. As I said, it's not a must, but I feel like it makes the box more or it's easier to close it afterwards. And it looks a little bit nicer. I don't know another word for that, but you know what I mean. Now, that's what I meant with the circle punch. I'm just gonna, look for the middle here. I think it's 4 and like a little bit 4.2 centimeters or something is the middle. And I'm gonna take my 1 centimeter, 1 inch circle punch and just do a small cut, a small punch. Don't go in too deep because otherwise you're gonna see that when the box is done, because the very narrow flap on top, it's basically the lid, and it's not wide enough, so you can't have a too deep hole for your finger, let's put it that way. Okay, so now I'm already gluing everything together using my liquid glue, and it's just a basic box, and I glued the small flaps to the big flaps, let's put it that way. I hope you know what I mean, but I think you will understand, and if you have any questions, please reach out to me. I'll be happy to help you. Okay, so now the box closes nicely, and if you have a corner punch, you can definitely round those small corners. I'm just gonna use my paper snips for that. It's also super easy. So when you're done with that, we can start stamping. As you see, the box closes very neatly with those rounded corners, and it's big enough for candy, for love notes, whatever you like. I feel like it's a nice sized box that you can give to anyone. Maybe you have some watermelon candy that would go super nicely with that box. Okay, I die cut 2 rectangles with my radiant stitched dies, I think is it called. And I'm gonna stamp with the crumb cake ink, but I stamped it off once so it's not too dark, and I used the whole watermelon for that. It's just gonna be so it's not too empty in the back. Don't worry about the measurements. I have everything written down for you in the PDF. Okay, so I'm gonna stamp leaves and 2 melons, and I think it looks very nice because it's, as I said, it's not gonna be too empty in the back, but it's also a little softer color and not I love the brights, but it's nice to have a neutral color on this box too. So I'm gonna also stamp the big watermelon with lemon lime twist, but I forgot to clean off my stamp first, so I have to do that first. If you don't like lemon lime twist, you can also take granny apple green. I'm gonna do both. You'll see later on that the lemon lime twist is a little bit too bright and too yellowy for me with that box. So afterwards I'm gonna stamp over it with granny apple green. And here I'm gonna use this new oval punch. I mean, it's not new, it was also in the autumn winter catalog, but it's carrying over and it's perfect. So I'm gonna use liquid glue to adhere everything together. You can also use Seal or Seal Plus, but I just had my liquid glue handy, and therefore that's what I used. You can also, as I did, stamp some watermelons using Melon Mambo and Lemon Lime Twist. For the seeds I used Memento black ink. That's what I had on hand. and afterwards, as I said, I glued everything together using liquid glue. You can also use some dimensionals for the smaller melons, which gives the whole project a little bit more dimension. What I like about the liquid glue is that you have a little bit of wiggle room, and when you put the lemon lime twist rectangle on top of the box, you definitely want to use liquid glue so you can adjust everything a little bit better and don't need to worry about ripping your paper when it's a little bit crooked. Okay, as I said, I already glued that all together. I stamped my melons, I'm sorry. And now I'm gonna go in with the granny apple green because I feel like the melon is too light for the background. So the lemon lime twist and the ink and the paper I didn't really like that, so I just stamped over it with granny apple green. So I'm really confused with all those colors, but you know what I mean. So adhere all your melons, and then you can start stamping your greeting. For that greeting, I used a thanks from the Biggest Wishes stamp set. That's quite an old set, but I like it a lot. So why don't you go ahead and stamp that in Melon Mambo and then fussy cut it with your paper snips. As you can see, I did that really fast. Now it's time to adhere everything together. I also used some Parakeet Party metallic ribbon, which is a nice shade of green, and I feel like it really works well with that box. And what you need to do is you're gonna wrap the ribbon around your box when it's closed, and then you can just tape it down a little bit with a double-sided tape so it does not go anywhere, because that's a mistake I did, but you'll see. Just put it all together, and then you can tie a bow so you know how long the ribbon has to be. Just tie a quick bow and then cut your ribbon. As I said, it's best if you tape it down a little bit with double-sided tape. I had some struggles, so I cut that out. But just use two little pieces of double-sided tape on the top and the bottom, and adhere your ribbon a little bit, tie a bow, and then you can go ahead and glue everything with liquid glue. As you can see, the box has the same depth, I don't know, width, whatever it's called, as the die cut. So it's super easy for you to you have to look just at the left and the right side to make sure it's even. You don't have to bother looking on all four sides that it's even, which I find is great. So you can go ahead and glue everything down using liquid glue. I'm just gonna use a little bit of tape for the ribbon over here, because I felt like it's might not stick very well on the top with liquid glue. So let's go ahead and do that. All right, so adhere your top. As I said, you have to look on the sides that it's even, and that's it. You don't have to worry about the bottom and the top of the box, because it's the same size as the die cut, the rectangle dies. So now try to tie a nice bow. I really have a hard time doing that, so I'm gonna try probably a billion times until I can do that, and until it looks nice. But don't worry about it. I'm gonna stop at some point. Okay, now you have to finish up your sentiment. You can adhere it with dimensionals or liquid glue, and then you're done. Off camera, I adhered some gems, some new sparkly rhinestones, which I did not have on hand when I recorded this video, but you'll see the finished project at the end of this video. So I already created a different color scheme for this box. It's sweet sorbet and garden green, and here are 2 photos of the finished card with the gems. I really hope that you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask. All the measurements are in the PDF, so you don't have to worry about anything. I added the correct measurements in centimeters and in inches. And as I said, if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me. If you don't have a demonstrator in Europe, please feel free to contact me too. I really love to be your demo, and if you want to take any classes with me, you can also do that. Okay, now I wish you a wonderful day. Enjoy all the awesome presentations, and I hope to talk to you soon. Thank you. Bye.